Hi there, I'm Casca Tlingit artist Dean Heron from Yukon Territory, member of the Wolf Clan from Liard First Nation, home communities of Liard, Teslin, and family in Ross River. And I've been carving now for 14 years and a professional artist since 1993. So today what I want to show how to do is to create a paddle pendant using yellow cedar and some woven material for the necklace part of it. So the first thing that we're going to do while we're making our pendant is take some tracing paper and trace off the shape of your paddle. And that can be a little bit of research. I just went online and looked up Tlingit paddles. And once you've traced one side, you can just fold that tracing paper in half and then trace on the other side, so that when you place it onto your board, you're cutting it symmetrically. And you'll find that you've done one side, but it actually hasn't transferred to the other, so you have to trace out that side again. Once you have your paddle shape on there, take your piece of wood we've been using. I've just chosen just a small piece of yellow cedar, and when I'm lining it up, I'm just lining it up right onto this little piece of wood here, and I flipped over my tracing paper so that the pencil side is down, so that when I trace it over again, it transfers over to that piece of wood. So this small piece of wood, I think it's a 1/2 inch thick piece of yellow cedar. I'll probably get a couple paddles out of it. If you're going to do it, maybe make one for yourself and one for your friend. So you'll see that it's now lined up onto the block of wood here. And then I'll just go over it one more time with a pencil. Just so that when I'm cutting it out on the bandsaw, I can see where I'm cutting it. Once I've traced it onto the block of wood, I can take it over to the bandsaw and cut it out on the bandsaw. So after you've drawn on your pattern on top of your yellow cedar board that I've chosen here, I'm just going to cut it out here on the 14-inch bandsaw. Right. So in order to make sure that we're using safety, I use push sticks, just so that my fingers don't get close to the blade, and I've got my safety glasses on as well, and this shouldn't take too much time. So we are going to shape out the paddles now to make them nice and thin like this one I've got here. Just getting the shape down, and what we need to do is actually just mark off halfway in the thickness here. And just an easy way to do it is actually just take your pencil and use your finger as a guide, line it up with halfway through your mark there, halfway through your piece of wood, and then just use your finger to guide your pencil all the way to the end. And that way, when you're actually using the belt sander, you can use that line as a guide, so that you don't go right to the edge here, and that way you can have it even on both sides of your paddle. The step after I've drawn my line on is to actually shape one of these small paddles, and what I'm going to use actually is a belt sander. Makes the job pretty quick and easy, although it kicks up a lot of dust, and for that I use a mask. And what I'll do is I'll use the guideline as my way of measuring, making sure that I'm getting the right thickness. Now we're getting down our paddle to a smaller shape here, getting it nice and thin. What you might notice is at the very end here where the handle is, you want to make sure you put in your handle that so it looks like a handle. So what I'm using here is a flex cut knife. It's a straight edge knife for doing small work, and this is one of the smaller knives in the collection that I have. So when I'm using my straight knife, this is all this sort of end grain that's popped up here, just where the handle is. What I'll do with this knife is actually, I won't cut it straight across this way. I'll actually put it at a bit of an angle, and that way when I'm going across the grain, it actually slices really nice.